take a vote on page 2, termination conditions and pay.
So you're suggesting that she be terminated without cause?
Yes.
So you're agreeing that the town should be liable for the penalties for termination?
Yes.
Do you want to state your case for justifying that?
I think she did a good job. I've been in Nita for 2 years, and I think we got to go in a different direction. And the way we've been going.
What job? What direction is that?
Excuse me. This business session is for the Board of Selectmen and not the public. They're here to observe and not to participate.
I'll second Glenn's motion.
And what is that motion?
The motion is to terminate the contract.
Without cause.
We had discussion.
We're in discussion.
This was a contract that the Board of Selectmen and Chair agreed to?
Yes.
So in other words, this compensation for, or this agreement is something that was mutually agreed to by both parties?
That's correct.
I believe this says it must be a specific date added to it. Or one should be clarified. If you read that, it says, following the specified date of termination. Glenn said just to terminate it must be a specified date.
Say Glenn needs to have a specific termination.
Oh, following the specified date of termination. Well, I would assume that if this vote were to carry, that today's date would be the specified date, unless specified otherwise. Because that vote would entail the legal breaking of this contract or terminating of this contract. As of this day, yeah, that's the way I would take it. I'm not a lawyer, but that would be my take on it.
Chairman?
Yes, Skip.
Mr. Chairman, I guess discussion at this point, I find it hard to understand that we would take this town and the government and the taxpayers into a financial situation where if we terminated the town manager, especially without cause, and that's a whole other matter, but without cause, as the contract specifies, that the contract is very clear on what it says. The compensation factor here will be for the town manager to terminate that position without cause. I can't for the life of me understand why anybody on this board would feel that they would want to take taxpayers' money to do that, and then in the financial situation that we currently find ourselves in through the budget process, and then know that we're going to turn around and have to find a replacement for this position. I cannot understand anybody physically, financially, feeling that this is the best move for this town to go in. We went through the budget committee. The budget committee approved this budget administratively and other parts of it. We went to the selectmen, approved and approved along with the budget committee, and then it goes to the town meeting, and town meeting approves it. I find it very ironic that if there was issues with the town manager's position, or if there's issues on the financial part of it, that it wasn't brought up at town meeting, and I find that very timely to not understand why that wasn't addressed. I think this is an opportunity to not move in the right direction for this town, and I think that it's a bad move.
I concur with everything you said, Skip, and the fact that the granting of this contract and the provisions that will be granted were based on the current evaluation that we did just a couple months ago, and 4 out of the 5 of this board had agreed that her performance had been exceptional, and based on that we agreed to extend the contract, and now to have the board churn and terminate the contract is beyond my understanding. I think it's be a sad day for this town to take that kind of action.
Mr. Chairman, I would like an opportunity to speak to this.
I think you should be allowed that opportunity. Go ahead, Chairman.
As town manager, one of the duties of my job is to make recommendations to this board on legal matters, and I would urge you to meet with the town's attorney and find out what the legal liability for this town is for terminating my contract without cause. I negotiated this cause in good faith with the Board of Selectmen. I was given a contract. I have never been given, other than by one selectman, a poor review. In my last review that I had in January, I received a score of 88 and higher by 4 selectmen. I received a score of 60-something by 1. 2 were not turned in, and I issued a memo to that effect. 2 years in a row, I received a score of 60 points from the same selectman. 2 years in a row, I didn't receive the written evaluation from one selectman. But this year, 88 and higher by 4 of them. I have never been given any reason to believe or to think by any board member here as a group that the performance I have been doing is not good. You have the choice. You can terminate me with cause and without cause. You have no reason to terminate me with cause. If you want to terminate me with cause, then I would ask you if you know what that liability to the town will be if you terminate me, how much you will have to pay me. And for anything that you do like that, no matter who you would have come to me and asked to terminate, the first recommendation would have been for you to seek the advice of the town's attorney before you commit to that. I totally love doing this job. I think I do it very well, and every interest I have is in the best interest of each and every taxpayer and citizen of this town. I don't care if you live on Paris Hill, or if you live on Durrell Hill Road, or if you live on High Street. You're all treated the same. I follow the law to the letter of the law, and it doesn't matter what your name is. I think in the past 5 years, since I've taken over the position here, I have brought our accounts out of the hole. When I took office here, this town was in a cash flow deficit. We didn't have enough cash to operate. I had to take out the tax anticipation note, which hadn't been done here in years, because money had been always borrowed from the town's cemetery funds and trust funds, which was not a thing that the town had authority to do. This past budget year, ending June 30th, 2008, has been the first year since I've been here, and the 5 years prior to my being here, that the town has been in a financial condition where we can actually move forward. this is the very first year coming out of that we did not have to. The fiscal year ending June 30th, 2009, that this town has not had to borrow one penny, and that was accomplished this year. I have, since I started here, had continual battles to climb and holes to dig out of because of the way several things were done in this town in the past. And I have done it, and I have done it very professionally to try not to use the names of the individuals that didn't do it right. I never said they didn't do it right because of improprieties. I'm sure that a lot of things that were done because the individuals doing them didn't know the correct law on doing them. I have given no one at this table, no Board of Selectmen, any reason to think that my contract should be terminated without cause. I have performed every duty expected of me under the town manager's job description, and I would have to say that I have done it well. And I would ask each and every one of you, I would ask Selectman Ivy why he thinks my contract should be terminated after giving me an appraisal on my evaluation this year of an 88 and telling me I've done a fantastic job. I would ask him why he thinks I should be terminated without cause. He has never, ever given me any reason to let me know that I haven't done what I've done. He calls me on a regular basis. He praises me on a regular basis. You called me the other day and you left a message. And the message was that you had been asked to put an item on the agenda to go into executive session to discuss my contract. You then called me back and asked me if I received the message, and I said yes. I asked you, who asked you to put this on the agenda? Your reply is obvious. I stated if it was obvious, I wouldn't have asked. Your next answer was Len, followed by Troy did too. So I would ask Selectman Ripley, just being elected, why you think that I should be terminated without cause. I can give you list upon list of what I have done to better this town and to take it out of the hole. And I don't think I deserve to be terminated without cause. And I don't have any problem in stating that because I have done everything that I have been asked to do, and I have made this town better. So if that qualifies for releasing me without cause, I'd like to know why you want to terminate my contract.